Have you ever imagined multiplying your salary in just 3 months without changing jobs and without having to start a complicated business? Today, I'm going to show you a simple and practical step-by-step method that anyone can apply, even if you're starting from scratch. Now, I know you might be thinking, is it really possible to multiply my salary that quickly? And I totally understand your doubt, because deep down, we all want to see our money grow, but no one wants to fall for empty promises or magic formulas. So let me tell you something. Yes, it is possible. And no, you don't have to be a financial expert or a genius in the stock market. You won't need huge investments or have to open a complicated business. The secret lies in a simple, proven method that anyone can apply, including you. I'll show you how to apply this method step by step, and the best part, with real results in a short amount of time. If you're wondering whether this really works or if it's just another internet story, I promise you that what I'm going to share with you is based on real experiences from people who were in your position and managed to achieve extraordinary results, and all of this without changing jobs or juggling a million things at the same time. Now, let's get to what really matters: how you can start multiplying your salary in a simple and practical way. And believe me, you won't need to be an expert to understand what I'm going to teach you here. The first fundamental step is to understand that the key to making your money grow is not about working more hours or finding a higher paying job. The key lies in how you use the money you already have. Many people make the mistake of thinking they need a large amount of money to start. That's not true. The secret is to strategically invest what you already have, no matter how small the amount is. I'll show you how to make that money work for you in a smart way, without having to chase after something extremely complex. And here's the point. I'm not talking about anything crazy, like investing in unstable cryptocurrencies or complicated stocks. No, you're going to learn how to invest simply, with options you can understand, control, and monitor closely. The most important thing here is the confidence you'll develop and the power to make better financial decisions. Now, I know you might be wondering, but how long will it take to see results? That's totally normal, and it's a valid question. We live in a society where we want everything yesterday, but the truth is, to see real results, you need to follow the method with patience and consistency. And that doesn't mean it'll take years. On the contrary, in just 3 months, you can already start to see a significant difference. When you understand how money works, you can make decisions that bring you closer to financial freedom. Since you're here, I want to offer you a book with simple and practical tips to organize your finances and start building wealth. I've released only a few copies, so whoever accesses it first will be able to get theirs. The link is in the description. Now let's continue. The question is, are you ready to start today, even if the final result doesn't come overnight? Yeah, the secret is not to rush things or try to multiply your money impulsively. The secret is to apply the method in a disciplined, strategic way, and most importantly, with a long-term mindset. Understand this. Many of us get frustrated because we want immediate results. The pressure to get quick returns ends up leading us to make poor decisions. And this is exactly what happens to most people. They're not willing to go through the first 2 or 3 months of learning, or they give up when the progress seems too slow. But what you'll learn is that financial growth, just like any other skill, requires practice and time. However, instead of waiting for years, with this method, you'll be making tangible and solid progress every month. The best part is that by following the step-by-step consistently, the feeling of being in control of your own financial future will become more and more real. And when you reach the result you've been dreaming of, you'll see that it wasn't luck. It wasn't magic. It was your daily effort, with discipline, smart choices, and the ability not to give in to the urge to see everything happen overnight. Because money, when used wisely, multiplies slowly but consistently, and that is the kind of wealth that lasts. Now, if you think achieving financial success is a matter of luck or one big break, let me tell you something important. The real key is discipline. Most people make a fatal mistake when chasing wealth. They get so excited about the idea of making money quickly that they forget an essential truth. Financial success is, above all, about what you do consistently. I know this may not be what you want to hear, but when it comes to building wealth, the big secret is not following fads or short-term strategies. It's about building a solid foundation, and that takes discipline. You need to learn how to make the right decisions, even when your instincts tell you to take the easy path, the one that promises instant gratification. And when I talk about discipline, I mean following a plan, not a magic formula, because in reality, what most people do is try to follow shortcuts. They want to get to the top without understanding the process behind it. And that's what prevents them from achieving lasting results. What you need is patience to see your plan working. You can't expect everything to be solved in 1 or 2 months. That doesn't mean you'll be stagnant or that your progress will be invisible. No, every step, every small victory will bring you closer to your goal. And the best part is that contrary to what many think, success is not about one big leap. It's made up of the small steps you take every day. And at the end of 3 months, you might be surprised by how far you've already come. So what you need to do is change the way you think about money. Stop thinking about quick results and start thinking about consistent results. The secret lies in doing what is right, even when you don't see immediate results. Every day of discipline will bring you closer to what you want to achieve. Now let's talk about a very common mistake that prevents many people from achieving financial success. This mistake is simpler than you think, but at the same time, it's the reason why so many people stay stuck in the same place, even with the best intentions. The biggest mistake is procrastination. Yes, procrastination is the big villain. How many times have you thought about starting to invest, but ended up putting it off until tomorrow? Or maybe you thought it's not the right time yet. The truth is that many people keep postponing their actions, waiting for the perfect moment. But believe me, that moment will never come if you don't make the decision to start today. Every day you postpone your decision to learn about investments or to put the plan into practice is another day without seeing your money grow. I know life is busy and 1,000 things come up every day, but what you need to understand is that when it comes to achieving financial freedom, the time to act is now. Procrastination not only prevents you from growing financially, but also makes you miss opportunities. Many people who started investing with little at first are now seeing their investments multiply, while others keep postponing, waiting for the ideal opportunity. The only ideal chance is the one you create by taking action. So, if you really want to start seeing your money grow, the first thing you need to do is stop postponing. Start with what you have, with the time you have, and commit to the process. The biggest mistake preventing your quick wealth is not lack of money or opportunities, it's the lack of action. Most people have a complicated relationship with money. Many grew up hearing that money doesn't grow on trees or that you have to work hard to earn well. These ideas end up creating limiting beliefs that make us think wealth is something reserved for a small portion of the population, or that it's only possible to achieve financial success through a lot of sacrifice and effort. If you've ever caught yourself thinking that money is hard to get or that it's dirty, I want you to pause for a moment and rethink that view. In reality, money is simply a tool, a powerful tool that when used well can take you wherever you want. It is neither good nor bad, but what you do with it is what defines its impact on your life. And what you need to understand now is that the way you see money could be the key to changing your financial situation. If you always see money through a lens of scarcity, you'll attract more scarcity. But when you start seeing money as a tool that can be used to create more opportunities and freedom, your mindset and consequently your actions will change. It is essential that you change the idea that wealth is something unattainable. Many people look at those who are financially successful and think they have something they don't. That's not true. They've simply developed a different mindset. They've understood that money is not something you desperately chase, but something that comes as a result of smart and consistent financial decisions. And that's exactly why understanding how money works is the first step to truly start building wealth. Oh, and just a quick pause here. I've prepared a special gift for those of you watching this video. It's a book with practical tips to organize your finances and take your first steps toward financial freedom. But look, there are only a few copies available. All right, let's continue. The good news is that this abundance mindset is something you can cultivate, and it has nothing to do with how much money you have right now, but with how you handle what you have. If you already have some money, how are you managing it? Are you investing wisely? Are you taking advantage of the opportunities around you? If you don't yet have what you'd like, you need to start thinking, what can I do to make money work for me? What can I learn to be more efficient in financial management? When you start seeing money as a tool and not as an obstacle or a necessary evil, your relationship with it completely changes. You'll realize that instead of feeling anxious or nervous about your money, you start to feel empowered. And believe me, this mindset shift will be one of the biggest steps toward achieving financial success. It's not about waiting for the perfect opportunity, but about creating the conditions to take advantage of the opportunities that are already around you. Many people believe they will only achieve true financial freedom when they have a large amount of money, but the reality is that even more modest amounts can begin to transform your mindset and your life in a surprising way. Think with me. Imagine if you had at least $1,000 in your account. I'm not talking about a fortune, but something that would already be a big step for someone who's just starting out. This amount, as simple as it may seem, can be the first sign that you are in control of your finances, and that starts to change everything. When you have that money saved, the sense of security is immediate. That constant fear of not being able to pay bills or living on the edge starts to fade away. You already feel calmer and more capable of making better decisions because you know you have something to support you if any unforeseen event happens. And that sense of security isn't just financial, it's emotional too. Having $1,000 in your account starts to have a transformative effect on your mindset. You begin to see money not as pressure, but as a tool to ensure your peace of mind. And this reflects not only in your wallet, but also in your personal life. Many people report that having this financial safety cushion improves their relationship with their spouse. Those money-related arguments, which often cause stress in marriage, start to decrease. When money stops being a constant worry, daily life becomes lighter, and that brings more harmony to the relationship. Moreover, the impact doesn't stop there. Having that money saved can boost your confidence in other areas of life. You begin to realize that you're no longer a hostage to a complicated financial situation, and that you are capable of making decisions that once seemed impossible. This can reflect in bolder professional decisions, like investing in a new skill, looking for a better job, or even starting a small business, or even investing in a trip or experience that will enrich you in other ways, such as learning and personal growth. So, what I want you to understand is that even a modest amount like $1,000 can start to change your mindset and bring benefits that go beyond financial matters. It's not just about having money, it's about having control and feeling in charge of your life. And this is a fundamental step to achieving financial freedom and, even more importantly, improving your quality of life. As I mentioned, having $1,000 in your account might seem simple, but believe me, This amount can have a much greater impact than you imagine. When you reach this first goal, something powerful happens. You start to feel safer and at the same time, freer. It's as if you've placed an extra layer of protection between you and financial insecurity. First, security. With that amount, you already have something that can cover you in case of an emergency, whether it's an unexpected expense, a sudden bill, or even a health issue that needs attention. This emergency fund starts to reduce stress because you know that if something happens, you have support to help you avoid panic. And that peace of mind is essential for your emotional and psychological well-being. But security isn't the only benefit. Freedom also comes into play. Having $1,000 in your account gives you a sense of autonomy. It's not about being rich, but about having control. You are no longer solely dependent on your monthly salary to survive. Now you have the option to choose how to spend your money, how to invest in your future, or even to make a bold choice that you previously didn't dare to make. Additionally, this amount can be a starting point for your personal and financial growth. When you have $1,000, you begin to understand that it's possible to accumulate more. You'll realize that with the right mindset, you can create new financial habits and start making money work for you. This small emergency fund can be the key to start investing in opportunities, such as courses, mentorships, or even investments that can generate long-term returns. And don't underestimate the power of this movement. Having $1,000 is not just about the amount, it's a sign that you did something different. You took control of your financial life, and from that moment on, you can continue to build more solidly. This creates a snowball effect. The more you have, the safer you feel to continue expanding and making bolder and smarter decisions. Now, if you're asking yourself, but how do I reach that amount? The answer lies in being strategic. Start with what you have. Make conscious choices, cut unnecessary expenses, and most importantly, invest in your financial education. Every small step you take toward building that emergency fund will bring you closer to the financial freedom you long for. When we talk about changing your view of money, it's important to understand that the key to achieving a true financial transformation lies in financial education. Many people go through their entire lives without knowing how to manage what they earn, and this ends up impacting not only their financial health, but also their quality of life. What you know about your own money is just as important as how much you earn. And here's the secret. You don't have to be a finance expert to start making smarter decisions. Financial education can be learned by anyone. And the best part is that by investing in learning how money works, you begin to understand the power of the small choices you make every day. Let's take a simple example. You may not realize it, but your spending habits are the first steps to improving your financial situation. Knowing how much you spend, identifying where you can save, and starting to invest in financial tools like a spending control spreadsheet can make a huge difference. These small habit changes might be what you need to take a leap in your financial life. Moreover, when you start understanding the basic concepts of financial education, like the power of compound interest, investments, and even the difference between assets and liabilities, you realize that money doesn't have to be a mystery. From there, you start to see money as something that works for you and not the other way around. And that can be the game changer to help you achieve the long-dreamed financial freedom. Investing in financial education also means understanding the different ways to diversify your income. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. For example, you can learn to invest in stocks, real estate, or even in your own projects that generate passive income. All of this comes with time, but it starts with the first step, understanding the basics of how money works. The more you learn, the more empowered you become to make smart financial decisions. And here's the big truth. Financial education is not something you learn overnight. But once you decide to start, it never leaves your life. It becomes part of your daily thinking, influencing your choices and eventually changing the way you deal with money. However, knowing how to deal with money is useless if you don't take action. The first step to transforming your financial situation is to start, and that applies to any change you want to make in life. The first step is always the hardest, but also the most crucial. Many people keep waiting for the right moment to take the next step. They wait for a raise, an investment opportunity, or even a big idea. But the truth is that the right moment is now. The more you procrastinate, the farther you get from the financial life you want. Waiting for the perfect opportunity is actually procrastination disguised as planning. For example, if you're waiting to gather a large amount of money to start investing, I want you to think differently. You can start with what you have now. Even if it's just a few dollars, the important thing is to take the first step, create the habit of investing, learn along the way, and eventually see your money grow. The simple act of starting will give you the confidence to keep going, and that confidence reflects in all areas of your life. When you take action, you start to feel more empowered. You're no longer waiting for something to happen, you're creating your own path. That alone changes your mindset and your perception of opportunities. You start to see yourself as someone who is in control of your financial life and ready to make decisions that will bear fruit in the future. I need to tell you about the biggest mistake most people make when it comes to finances: the fear of taking the first step. Many people get stuck in the fear of making mistakes, the fear of losing money, or the fear of not knowing enough. This paralyzing fear prevents them from taking the necessary actions to transform their finances and achieve the financial freedom they so deeply desire. I understand that starting something new can make you feel insecure. After all, no one likes to make mistakes. But let me tell you a truth that might change the way. If you have an emergency fund, invest in financial education, start with small amounts, and most importantly, take action now, you'll be much better prepared to handle the challenges that come your way. Fear won't disappear overnight, but you'll learn how to deal with it and keep moving forward. With every step you take, with every financial decision you make, you're getting closer to achieving what you want. So don't get discouraged by small setbacks. They are simply part of the learning process. Stay focused on the long term and keep going, always seeking to learn more and improve your choices. With time, consistency, and the right habits, your financial situation will change, and you'll look back and realize how much you've grown. The most important thing is not to stop. You've already taken the first step by watching this video and starting to learn. Now keep moving forward with courage and confidence. Don't forget to like this video if it made sense to you, and subscribe to the channel to continue receiving valuable tips like these. And most importantly, share this video with someone you know who needs to hear this advice. Maybe someone close to you who also wants to change their financial life but doesn't know where to start yet. Let's spread these ideas together and help more people achieve the financial freedom they deserve. I'm so glad to have accompanied you this far, and I can't wait to see you reach your goals. See you in the next video.